Beloved heart, before we begin, I have a special gift for you. If you've been feeling the intensity of Earth's rising plasma light codes and want to stay centered in your body and heart and energy field, I've created a free light language quantum grounding activation just for you. This transmission will help you stabilize, integrate, and align with the new frequencies flowing onto the planet. Simply join my mailing list. See the link that's in the show notes to receive instant access. Let's ground into the light together.
This is the transfiguration of the new you. Hello, beloved. Welcome back to another episode on my podcast. In this episode, I want to dedicate a message about the sacred power number of 6. 6 is actually related to the heart. And since it's June 2026, I want to share a message around this and its significance. And this is a very powerful midpoint month for the year of 2026. Because this year of 2026 has been a huge transit of many celestial events and planets, as well as an increased amount of solar flares and geomagnetic storms. And the Schumann resonance has really been resonating with a lot of the changes as well. There's been just recently, even like on the portal of the 6/6, which was June 6, 2026, there were significant amount of gaps in the chart itself, signifying that there was, representation of the void. Now I know that in some places they say it could be equipment, malfunction, or that, the equipment, it was so high the equipment couldn't like really measure it. But everything has meaning to it. And so having these gaps is some form of timeline quantum jumping going on. And so I've been noticing that a lot of people have been talking a lot about timeline shifts and quantum jumping lately. And personally, though, I have been feeling like there's been, a change in timeline. I always feel like there's a brand new version of me after waking up every morning. I feel like during the night, we do purge and clear a lot of things, especially those who are really highly sensitive and empaths, star seeds, who really resonate, especially listening to this podcast in this, episode. So we'll get into like the energy of the number 6 and how it all relates, to all of this as well. So a lot of my episodes are really like a transmission. They are very much connection to the heart. So it's a heart-to-heart connection transmission that goes on with these episodes of energy exchange in itself. So have you ever noticed that the universe often seems to communicate through patterns, symbols, synchronicities, and numbers? And one thing I've been noticing is that I've been very much more aware of patterns, I would say. And these are patterns in myself. I'm noticing the patterns in, relation to others as well. Like, the whole entanglement, the quantum entanglement of patterns. And this all ties in, to a lot of the ancestral and as well as karmic, association and patterns as well. Um, so that's where, numbers really come in all of this as well, because numbers are like a pattern. They can be repetitive numbers of, that have been synchronistically showing up a lot. I personally have been seeing a lot more of the 333. So curious if you have also. Um, but, getting into that because it is related to the 6 as well, the 3, the power of 3. So across ancient civilizations, spiritual traditions, sacred geometry, and even modern science, numbers have been viewed as more than just quantities. They are frequencies, patterns of organization, expressions of universal intelligence. And today we explore the sacred power of the number 6. And as we move through June, the 6th month of the year, we arrive at what I perceive as a central hub within the yearly cycle, a moment where the heart becomes the compass guiding our new and next direction. And so I see numbers also as being as part of this whole sacred geometry as well. There is some connection in all of that. So let's look at this as a sacred number, sacred geometry of six. So when I tune into the frequency of this number six, I see this beautiful geometrical vision, a shape, and it shows like two of the intertwined triangles. And it's a hexagram basically. So, many people see it as Star of David, but it does have 6 points to it. So it's also like a star, like it's Star of David. So there's a star, heart center that is this sacred geometrical shape that I see that also in the center of it is this really bright, shiny heart. So I sketched it by hand and I had this transmission or this channel moment to write out certain specific light codes around each of those different corners. And so I had it digitally enhanced or placed in a digital format for me to show you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see the image there. Um, but, at the center rests this radiant heart. It's like a sacred geometrical type heart as well. But surrounding that heart, is that six-pointed star symbol found throughout like sacred traditions as representation of balance between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, divine and human. So it's not associated to any religion in particular. It's just a symbolism behind it and the image that I'm getting behind it as well. So around, the star are these streams of luminous codes and symbols and living geometries appearing like the language of light. And whether we call these light codes divine patterns or energetic information, many traditions have recognized that geometry itself is a universal language. And this is true because numbers has always been like this universal language that is used in everything throughout the universe. That's the way the universe communicates to itself, is through numbers and repetition as well. And so, and there's something spirally with the energy as well that goes on with it too. So nature speaks through geometry, galaxies speak through geometry, flowers speak through the geometry, and our own heart beat with this geometric rhythm as well. So why six, represents the heart. So let's get into why this is so. So the number six carries this frequency of harmony, responsibility, nurturing, compassion, and love. It seeks a balance, it seeks coherence, and it seeks this connection. So rather than pushing forward through force, the energy of six invites us to ask, what is my heart truly aligned with? What brings me into greater integrity? And what choice creates harmony within my soul? The heart becomes a decision-making center. It's not out of fear, not out of pressure, not urgency, or, it's just the heart going at its own flow. Beloved, if you're craving deeper connection, intuitive expansion, and consistent energetic support, join me inside the Frequency Resonance Lounge. This is a monthly Master Heart Circle, moon ceremonies that includes the full and new moon, and a private community for connections. Link is in the show notes. So looking at things from a mathematical language of six, because six can be broken up into different mathematical equations of expression, I see these all as different forms of expression itself. So having many pathways to the number six itself. So for instance, like I was saying, 333 has been a very common theme for me. Six, when you have 3 plus 3 is six. So there's a mastery number behind the number 33. And it is significant for me when I see the 333. This is a calling to the masters, the light masters, which is you, which is, uh, if you're seeing this is a call for you to step up into this new leadership role of this mastery of alchemy. And that is the message that I'm getting from that specifically. for us who are seeing this repetitive. So if you're seeing this, you're getting this, a call from the universe itself, I would say. So this is appropriate, especially for this month of June, being the number 6 itself. Um, the 3-3 is two equal forces coming together in harmony, a divine masculine, divine feminine energy, the inner and outer world, spirit and matter. So if you think about it like there's two triangles intertwined in this, going back to that symbol. Um, 3 has always been an emphasis throughout the universe, especially if you see the pyramids, if you see a lot of them are mostly shaped in this triangular shape. So it's about the 3 point. The 3 point is really about creation, it's about manifestation. And so when you have the 2 points of the triangle merge into the one, it merges into that one harmonic form. And so that it's like a focus from the 2 points focus into the one. And so when you have these two triangles being emphasized in the number 6, you have that narrow focus into that point of that unity, which is the Christ consciousness, that unity of that manifestation. And that is, in essence, the energy of the divine masculine, divine feminine coming together as one, creating this energy of twin flame that is really an energy that is within us, because we all have this energy of divine masculine and divine feminine within. So it's really about that harmonic resonance frequency energy that ripples throughout our every cell in our every DNA. So if we look at the mathematical equation of 5 plus 1 equal to 6, the 5 represents a change, a movement, a transformation. Is also another form of looking at a star. You draw a star, 5 point star. So 1, represents initiation and new beginnings. Here we are in the year 2026. It's the year of number 1, an emphasis in 1 again. And together they create this 6. They stabilize stabilize heart after transformation. And then if we look at the equation of 0 plus 6 equals 6, we can look at the numbers for this representation, that the void and potential meeting embodied expression. So the infinite becoming tangible. And if we expand further, and if we look at now 6 plus 3 equal 9, expanding this into like bringing 9 into this equation as well, is the heart moving into this, completion of wisdom and a higher perspective. These equations become symbolic teachings that rather than mere mathematics, each reveals another facet of energy encoded within the 6. So coming out of that year 2025 of 9 into this year of 2026, which is the year of 1, there is an intermingle of numbers that are occurring right now. So we're seeing, this these numbers are forming this type of sacred geometrical shape, um, of transformation, transmission, of change, and also stepping up into this leadership role, which is really, in essence, what this fire horse is starting to feel more like forward movement, especially for this month of June. And that's what I'm personally feeling myself. So June is the heart hub of the year. Um, June is the 6 months, energetically arrives almost exactly at the midpoint of the year, as I've shared in the beginning. This creates this fascinating symbolic perspective. The first half of the year has brought experiences, challenges, lessons, opportunities, and growth. Now we arrive at a central crossroads, a heart-centered checkpoint, a moment to ask yourself these questions. Am I still aligned with my vision? What timeline am I choosing? What needs adjustment? And what wants to expand? And what is my heart asking for next? June becomes less about rushing forward, more about listening inward. And appropriate because towards the end of June, we have this Mercury retrograde, which is an inward journey of communication as well. Um, so yeah, so that's, and then, the beginning part of June, which is the zodiac sign of Gemini. Gemini is the zodiac sign of communication, of being able to communicate outwardly, but also communicating inwardly as well, and building that relationship within. So astrologically, I just shared, some right now, the June 2026 carries this theme of reassessment, recalibration, relationship dynamics, and communication values and future direction. Many people may feel as though they are standing between old chapters and emerging these possibilities. There can be a sensation of evaluating where energy is being invested, whether current choices truly support the future being created. This mirrors the symbolism of the number six beautifully. The heart becomes the navigator, not the, reacting kind, not the forcing kind, but consciously choosing. And it is really about the discernment of the energies within the heart itself. What is in alignment, in other words, what is in resonance to you? So the invitation number six, the sacred power six, is ultimately an invitation to return to your center, to listen more deeply, to bring your mind and heart into this coherence, to remember that every major turning point begins with a choice. And the most powerful choices often emerge not from a fear or obligation, but from alignment. As we move through June, perhaps the greatest question is, what would my heart choose if it was fully trusted in its own wisdom? Because the energy of six reminds us that the balance is not found outside of ourselves, but is really all just within us. We carry that wisdom through our every cells in our DNA. And there is a heartbeat in every single part of our cells, in every single part of our chakra points, in every single part of our DNA. And it has a resonance to the universal heart, the cosmic heart of the universe itself. And as we, as humanity, are part of this earth that is shifting into this new earth frequency, as the Schumann resonance already shows that shift very intensely, we are becoming part of the center of the universe also, which is the center of the cosmic heart itself. So we are the creative force of, so much potential that we hold within ourselves. If we just get past, and are able to alchemize all those pains and traumas that have been sabotaging us in the different ways or frequency distortions in us, when we alchemize that and convert it into something much stronger within us, it becomes our fuel for courage and bravery. So the universe may speak through many languages, through symbols, through dreams, synchronicity, sacred geometry, and now numbers. Numbers are one way of that communication. Pay attention to the numbers in your life. Pay attention to what numbers are repeating for you and what message it wants to share with you. Because this is also another way for our guides to communicate with us as well. And perhaps this month, the message number six is simple. Return to the heart, listen, choose, and allow your next chapter to emerge from the wisdom that has been within you all along. So, this is, the message and the sign of the number six. If you have been seeing the number six a lot, essentially, though, it's always been about the heart. And that is really the 5D consciousness of the center hub is really communication is through the heart. And that is the emphasis that we're getting for this month of June, especially with having the sign of the Gemini zodiac of communication, Uranus and Gemini that we just had end of May is an emphasis of us really expanding into this really deeper heart connection and being sharper in that connection as well. a sharper channel of communication with yourself and your guides and the universe. So pay attention to what the signs have been in your life. And I will catch you in the next episode. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to click like, save, and share with others so they can also experience what you just experienced. And stay tuned for some more high vibe episodes. And I'll be connecting with you in the next quantum field. Sending you so much love.